Hey there everyone, Paler here, and welcome back. Episode 2 of the Complete Idiots New Player's Guide to Dark Souls Part Through. So in this one, we're going to be heading up. We might fight the Taurus demon now, but we're at least going to start heading into the upper Burg area and doing that. So yeah, let's go ahead and let's get going right away. We're going to head up here, talk a little bit about the combat that we didn't do in the previous episode. We just mostly ran through it. I'm going to assume that you can at least read basic tutorials because they're all there in the bloodstains when you first come in. Not left mouse button because we're not playing on mouse, but left bumper, right trigger, right bumper, and so on. But there are some nuances that are worth knowing. The big one that I think a lot of people make a mistake on is going for the backstab while still moving. So the backstab, what I'm doing right there, is super strong, but it can only be done from a neutral position. So for example, if I have my shield up like this and then I go to backstab, so that's the right bumper, it's not going to do anything. It's going to do the stab there, but it's not going to do the backstab. Likewise, if you're moving around with the joystick too much when you go to do it, you're just going to do a regular attack. In order to perform a backstab, you basically got to come to a stop. Now it's a very brief stop, but if we watch very carefully, I will lower my shield just before I do that. It's only a fraction of a second, but it's enough that the whole animation goes through. We'll do it right now. So I'll keep the shield up here so you can see. Well, he turned around, so I wasn't hitting him in the back. Let's see, can we draw this guy down? Yeah. Come here, buddy. So there, we're behind him. We didn't get it. Now, if I drop the shield, oh, he turned. If I drop the shield, though, I can get it. So that's one of the big things you got to learn is there's just a little bit of a rhythm to it. It's you're blocking, you're attacking, you're blocking, attack, you get behind, you let go of the block, and it doesn't have to be for long. Just a fraction of a second, you can then go ahead and get the backstab in for the big damage. We're going to go out here and we're going to grab this ring. That jump can be actually, it's generally the one going back that kills me. It's a lot easier though with the keys remapped. So that remap we did in the first episode was changing the jump to left joystick. That's how it is in Dark Souls 2, 3. I think that's how it is in Bloodborne. I don't really remember. It just makes it a lot more usable, a lot more reliable, I should say. Even then, the jumping's not the best, but we'll go ahead and go through that. So we did clear everything out there. Those are all the items you're going to need. That ring that we picked up, that's not a ring slot. Basically, for one death, you don't lose anything. If you die, you go ahead and you'll keep all your souls, you keep your humanity and that. Since we only have a few hundred souls, we're not going to worry about it too much. We're going to run up here, grab that. Come in here, and here's going to be a great example of why you want different type of weapons. So, this little rat dude in here, if we had, say, a sword that had a broad swing, so let's try the straight sword. Oh, that's only the hill, but even then, that actually shows a good example. You can hit the wall. It's quite easy to get caught up on terrain. Likewise, if we come out here, and later on, say we're coming back from this end of the map, we come out here and this guy is respawned. Well, that guy right here is going to turn around, and we're going to be trying to fight him, and with a weapon in our right hand, it's not uncommon to hit the wall like this. So thrusting weapons can be really good in narrow corridors, narrow areas in general. Go ahead and we'll get our wing spear back. Mainly we're just using because it's the highest damage one we have for now. Gonna head up through the tunnel here, come up top, and we got a few hidden items, secret items that we can pick up. Go ahead and get a strong swing off on that guy. So be alert on our left, kind of in front and to our left a little bit. There is a guy that throws fire bombs. He's just a bit of a pain in the butt. If we can, we want to draw him over there. That guy right there. Come this way, dude. Come this way. He's trying to set you up into a baited trap. There's a guy right in. If we look through this window, you might be able to see him. Generally, they like to actually show you this stuff. If you're observant, almost all the ambushes can be seen by just being observant. I think if we look the right way through that window, right there he is. There's the other guy. Drop the shield. Get the backstab. Now, before we move on through that fog wall, though, there are some items, like right there. So again, if you're observant, it'll tell you, hey, there's something down there. Oh, alright, so we'll come over here, we'll roll through these barrels, hop down, grab the item, and again, if we're observant, right there's a guy hanging. Like, and there's another guy hanging. Like, what the hell? Hop down. Go ahead. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do at all. Completely whiffed. I'm not very good with spears. They're not my go-to weapon. For the most part, I use the wing spear early on like this until I can get something better. But we actually want to run up in here. And in here, there's a little guy hanging there. And here, again, if you use it and look, you'll see there's 2 guys hanging there, and there's another 2 guys hanging over there. Just gotta be observant. Take your time, look around, and a lot of the stuff is telegraphed. It's easy, people get overwhelmed. One of the things I see a lot of new players do is they get real focused on the combat, on the dying, and they're super worried about, oh, if I die, it's such a huge setback. That's not the case. Not the case at all. In fact, if we'd come in here and we died and, you know, we didn't see this ambush, these guys came, ambushed us, and killed us. If we just learned, oh, okay, so there's guys hanging on those railings, they're going to ambush us, so we know to approach from here a little bit better, or a little bit more cautiously, that is worth more than whatever souls we dropped. You know, dropping 867 souls right now might seem like a lot, like that's 2/3 of a level. It's nothing in the grand scheme of things. There'll be a point where if you play this game into like New Game Plus, you're going to die and lose 230,000 souls. And it'll be like, well, oh well, kind of move on. The knowledge, the learning of the level is more important. This guy's a little bit of a pain in the butt. He was originally right here. If you look straight down, he was kind of standing there. So what happened was he patrolled out, around, went up the ladder, came down, hopped down here, and then went down in there for that. Half the time he does that. The other half of the time, if I'm playing a little bit faster, you can catch him before he goes around. Not a big deal. Perfectly safe fog wall, nothing we need to worry about here. If I remember correctly, yep, there's an item back here in the corner. Boy, really drawing back on the memory for all this stuff. There is an item over there. You can't get it from here. Don't even bother trying. You'll spend all day jumping. Here we get to meet our friendly dragon. Just don't sprint too far ahead. And now we start to get into what is really Dark Souls. This is starting now to move beyond what I'd call the tutorial area. So you can see quite a few enemies. We've got 2 guys over there. Got this guy charging us down. What's going to come up here first is there's a guy with a bow. And what you got to do is you have to engage these guys while that guy up there with the crossbow is raining arrows at you. Best thing to do is just go ahead, hang out around here, use this little ledge to draw these guys forward, bait them forward, and protect you from the bow and arrow, or the crossbow. So you get those first 2 down. Then we can move up here, and what we're going to do is we're going to charge and get in under this guy's shot. So we're kind of below him. Go ahead and kill that guy. Open this door. In here, so if you didn't feel like dealing with the dragon, if you didn't fight the dragon like I did, not fight it, but get this dragon shield, here's an okay starting shield. You see physical reduction of 93. Okay for magic and lightning and all that stuff. It's an okay one. But that is a good shield that you can start off with if you didn't do the whole dragon thing. Come on up around here. And we'll kill that guy. Okay. And then right in here is our first bonfire beyond the Firelink Shrine. We'll go ahead and we light that. I'm not going to spend these souls. We're going to go ahead and we're going to rest there. So now that we rest at this bonfire, what this means is if we die, this is the bonfire we respawn back at. If we had died, like right here, without resting at that bonfire, we would have actually respawned all the way back at Firelink Shrine. So it was good that we went ahead, got in there. That guy didn't die? Oh, now things are getting ugly. You son of a... How did this dude not die? There, now you're dead. Alright. You're being a pain. Good. So we didn't... We rested here now that we respawn here, but we're not going to use up our souls because actually what I want to do is in order to get a high-end weapon, we're going to need those souls to buy basically a bow and arrow. You can also see over there some more foreshadowing. Oh, I forgot there's a guy here. I heard him. I heard him. But you can see a ladder going up there. That helps us get across later on. So, whoop, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. There we go. Got a little glitch on the terrain there. Okay, 2 spear dudes. Can be a little more challenging. They will come separate, but you have to take your time. If you come down about halfway, that front dude will start to come. These guys like to turtle up until they go to attack, and then you have a brief window where you can either try and parry them. Parrying spears is not the easiest. Or you let them go into their attack animation and then just strafe around them. You can also... Nope. Here, let me try to reset it. It's forward and light attack real fast. We'll do that kick. And that uses up a lot of their stamina, and it also staggers them, as you can see. So that's another way to get through guys with shields. Okay, we'll roll through those boxes, head on down here. There's a little bit of an ambush on our right. Right there. Sure you can see the guy. Whoop. And again. And then we're going to come out here, and we have a vendor. Yep, this guy right here, he's actually a vendor. Before we go ahead and talk to him, though, we're going to consume a couple of these souls. In fact, what we'll do is we'll consume them all. Let's do this the correct way. There we go. A little bit faster when you have... If you're only consuming one, just use it out of the menu. But if you're going to be like consuming like this, 4 of the same type, I find it easier just to do this. Actually, it just occurred to me, I think one of the things they changed in the remaster is you can now consume all out of the inventory.
Well, now, you seem to have your wits about you. Then you...
Okay, so this guy here, he sells several things that we're going to, well, that you're going to want. Dried fingers, orange soapstone, the resident key, all those things are good. Now, unless you want to keep the vendor around, don't bother buying them. I realize that's counterintuitive, but I'll explain in a moment. Right now, what we're here for, though, is we want a bow. So the short bow, which is going to cost us 1,000 souls. Let's see here. I just want to check the stats. So 12 decks, so we're good to use that. And then we're going to want some, nope, not large arrows. So let's look here. Just some standard arrows will be fine. And we're going to pick up... maybe even 100 of these. Can I thought there was a way to change like the increments faster. There we go. 100 for 300 souls. All right. So 100 regular arrows. That should be enough for what we need to do. Okay. This guy, if we kill him, he drops a very, very, very good dexterity weapon. A dexterity weapon that can carry you through most of the game. It's not the best katana in the game. I guess that's subjective, but it's one of the best katanas in the game here. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to just wreck this dude from behind, like so. He's a fairly easy kill. Now, he is using, like I said, a good weapon. So if you do let him, if you run out of stamina and you let him get a 1-2 combo in on you, it's gonna hurt. But see, so he'll kill him. He drops the resonance key, he drops the dried finger, a humanity, and the soapstone. So that's why we didn't buy those items. We were going to get them regardless. And then the Uchigatana. If you're not going to kill him, you want to keep him around, buy at least the residency key for now. If you're interested in doing maybe a sorcery build, but you didn't start off as a sorcerer. Well, regardless, especially if you want to do a sorcery build, even if you did start off as a sorcerer, get that residency key from him. Okay, let's continue on. Also, you may notice now, upper left, we now have a 0-1. So we have one humanity that can be consumed. We're going to come down here. We have a little mini gauntlet of 4 guys. If you take it slow, they will come one at a time. If you run ahead a little too fast, then you can draw 2, 3, even all 4 of them at once. But if you take your time, they'll just kind of one at a time wander out here to you. Come here, buddy. Hey! Now, I should probably be using the Uchigatana. I'm much better with swords. Let's go ahead and flip over. Whoops. No. Ugh. Put the wing sword back on just so we can compare it. And then we look up here. Uchikatana. So 1414, scaling of B, 107 damage. So not much more damage. But the Uchikatana, it's got a great, very fast swing. You can go into a nice combo. Doesn't use too much energy. Has a forward thrust on the heavy attack. So you can do that. You can also go from like a 1 into the heavy. That actually was not what I wanted. It's that. It's that. Oh, I don't have enough energy. It's 1, 2, 3, I think. It's been a while. Or it's that, then that. Yeah. It's a good solid sword, and it scales really well. Show it again quick. It has fairly good dex scaling, but also has a bit of strength scaling. And since we're going to be mainly doing strength, we're going to... Oh, no, it doesn't have any. It only has B. Or only B dex. I'm wrong. Okay, jump time. Now we can finally get down there to that. So we're going to back up here. Yeah, we're actually going to take a swig of our Estus. Running, jump, and jump. There we go. We're now in the upper part above that guy that throws the first bomb thrower we came across. Like I guess actually the second one we came across. Down there you can see where all those guys were. We're up top here. Go ahead and we'll come down. There should be a dude. There he is. Ah, not him. This one. Oh, we triggered them all. It's alright, they're all dead. Alright, head back up. Now what we're going to do, and that actually kind of worked out that we used one Estus for demonstration purposes. So, we have, or had, so we use that 10 Estus flasks. The reason we had 10 Estus flasks is by default, the original Firelink Shrine where we started off is kindled 1 level. Kindling involves sacrificing humanity. So if we sit down here at this bonfire and then get back up, we still only have 9 Estus flasks down there in the bottom left, as you can see. Well, since we are hollowed meaning we are not in our human form. You start off the game hollowed. You can see how kind of demented and crazed we look. What this means is we need to basically reverse hollowing, and then we can go ahead and we can kindle bonfires using humanity. So I'm going to go in here. I'm going to use item. I'm just going to use one of them. So we have 2. At this point, I am now going to come in here, and I'm going to reverse hollowing. And I can consume one of those humanities to reverse hollowing. So there we go, humanity restored. And you can see my character now looks, well, he looks human. Or at least not zombied. Alright, go back, we can put my helmet back on. Well, now we can use the other humanity that we have to kindle this bonfire. You don't need to do this with every bonfire. There's some that you're going to be at more often than not. This one here for new players is not bad to kindle. It's a good one to have. You're going to spend a fair bit of time in the early game coming and going from this bonfire. You can come from up above it. Ooh, that just burned my retinas. Right there you can see there's a ladder coming down that we will be dropping here in a bit and everything. So this one's not bad to kindle. There is a risk to kindling bonfires if you're online. When you are in human form, when you're not hollowed, that is when you can be invaded by other players. So if you run around hollowed, you're basically immune from invasions, but you also can't summon in other players. So it's kind of a split thing. You're not able to summon people in for help, but you're also unable to be invaded. Or you can be in human form, in which case both things can happen. But no matter what, you have to be in human form in order to kindle the bonfires. And we do have some souls. Let's see, can we level up? I think I want to get my strength to 18. If I remember correctly, there's an upcoming... in a little bit, we're going to get what is the Claymore, which is a good light heavy weapon, if that makes sense. So it's one of the lighter of the heavy weapons that we will use until we can go ahead and get the Zweihander running. And even then, it's a weapon I do enjoy. This time now, instead of going that way, we're now going that way. And see some guys up there throwing firebombs. There's 3 of them over there. This is setting us up for basically an ambush. You can actually see there's a guy right there down below, just kind of to the right of the point of my hat. So what we want to do to play this fairly safe, if you're not feeling too comfortable, run here, get in there, turn around, and run back out. And this is going to draw just one, maybe two of those guys out that you can fight over here. Because what's supposed to happen there is you get stuck in that room and you're fighting either 3v1 or they fight you on the walkway there, and then you're getting hit by firebombs as you're trying to fight those guys. And that just kind of sucks. Now we can run in here, we can take this guy on, especially when his AI just stops and he does that, and then we'll take this guy on. Getting those backstabs in. We have a little bit of a locked door here, there's nothing we can do about it. Titanite shard. Upgrade material. We want that. We want that a lot. The guys throwing the firebombs are directly above us. We're pretty safe from them right here. A kind of a reason why I like the 100% shields, the 100% reduction, is that there's a guy in here. Okay. Come up in here. Here's an item. So, just something to take note of. Look at this chain and how it's coiled back away. That's going to be important later on. That's how you tell mimics. Well, one of the ways, the fast, easy way to tell a mimic. Mimic chains coil forward, whereas regular, normal chests coil backwards. Alright, we got a little bit of a group fight here. So we have a guy that throws firebombs, and then two other just regular infantry. The guy walking forward is the one that will actually throw the firebombs. And we want to get rid of him first. Almost not quite enough damage out of the Uchi with a charging attack to kill him, but oh well. Go ahead and kill that guy. Alright, now what we can do, run up into this little tower here. There's a crossbower. Basically, if you don't pay attention, you start working your way down, you'll see there's two guys there with shields. You end up fighting them there at the top of the stairs, and this guy shoots you in the back of the head because he's an a-hole. We can also look across here. There's the firebomb guys, and since we're going for everything, yep, we're going to go fight them and get those items. In order to get, oops, wrong way, this way. Up the stairs here, up the little ladder. If you're feeling extra cautious, you can go ahead and equip that bow we just picked up. The short bow, and then the arrows, and you could shoot those guys. That's how I end up falling off that blacksmith vendor guy. That's how I end up falling off that cliff all the time. For the most part, this isn't too bad, though. You can knock that guy off. And especially because we have the Dragon Crest shield, which has pretty good fire reduction. You can handle that without too much trouble. There's a key balance to find of the right amount of aggression without being overly aggressive. It's just, it comes with practice. You learn where your skill level is. It also depends on how far your character is. How far, like, in terms of stamina you have and all that type of stuff, your weapon. Come on down here, chain's facing the right way, so we can go ahead and we can open this. And we can get some gold pine resin. Good stuff, we're going to want that. One of the things the game likes to do is it likes to give you items which are going to be particularly helpful towards that area, right around the beginning of that area. So if you recall back to the previous episode where we went down to get it was down where the ghosts come up out of the ground. I said, we generally can't hurt these guys other than we just got the item that we could, and literally that item came from like a barrel 5 feet before the beginning of that zone. It's very much that type thing. So let's... There we go. Down here to the right is a Black Knight. For now, we're going to let him go. Black Knights are serious business. They are some tough enemies. We could fight them, but we're pretty close to a boss fight. If you don't see it, right there is an ambush. Basically, once we get to about here, it's going to go. Just turn, sprint back down, it'll go over. You only have to worry about triggering that once. Once you've triggered it once... Oh, don't fall off. Whew. I was worried I was going to knock myself back and fall off. Once you've triggered it once, the barrel won't respawn unless you die, I think? Just be careful. Okay, we can open this door. Be very careful. So this path goes down a fair ways, about 5 floors. At the bottom of it is Havel. Havel's well known within Dark Souls. He's kind of famous inside the Dark Souls community. We could take him and we could beat him right now. I'd probably die at least twice. And realistically, what he drops right now, we don't super need. So what we're going to do is we're going to proceed on, and we'll come back and fight him probably the next episode or the episode after that is when we'll take him on. Come on up here. Now, before we head out, a secret hidden item inside this barrel here is a lizard. He's going to leap. These things can be a pain in the butt. That worked out really well that I could plunging attack him there. So those guys, you get 1 chance per load to get them. Basically, what he'll do is he'll run away and he'll like run up here and he'll try to burrow into the ground, and if you don't hit him with some low swing, he'll disappear and then you can't get him again. Those items are very high, like boss level crafting material that they drop. A quick workaround though is like if you miss him, what you do is you stand here, you quit game, reload the game, and he'll respawn on the reload. Alright, before we head through this door now, that gold pine resin, we want to go ahead and we want to equip it, because here comes the first real non-tutorial boss. We're going to go ahead and we're going to head out here. We're going to hang on 180, and we're going to climb this ladder. And you can tell that wall didn't disappear when we went through it, so we're in a boss encounter. That's what that tells you. And we're going to come up here, kill these 2 guys, so that they're not being punks and shooting us in the back of the head as we're trying to fight the Taurus demon. Go ahead and we'll pick that up. So, just to give you a brief rundown, basically what's going to happen down there is that you're going to fight the Taurus demon down on this bridge. What I'm going to do though is I'm going to spawn him, I'm going to run around, I'm going to run up here. When I get up top here, I'm going to change over, I'm going to get gold pine resin on my weapon. He's very susceptible to lightning damage or electric damage from the gold pine resin, and then I'm going to try and do a plunging attack down on his head. He's not too terribly difficult, but what he does do is he has some sweeping attacks and he can knock you off the edge. So you can see there's parts where the wall, the palisades are still in place, but then there's parts where the palisade are missing. And if you end up fighting him where the palisade's missing, he can quite easily just launch you over the edge. So what we'll probably do is 1 plunging attack, and then we'll just finish him off by default. So generally about right here, he'll jump in, there he is. Alright, we're going to turn, we're going to run back. We're going to climb up. Apply the gold pine resin, change to Estus, and go to single-handed. Just because that'll do more damage. Now we want to get our shield back on, because we definitely do want it. And now we're going to just kind of stay in close to him. And you can see that lightning damage just absolutely rocks him. 1 more good swing, and that will do it. If you're having trouble staying in close, timing those rolls and everything, the other thing you do is, once you've plunging attacked, you run here, you get him to follow you forward, get him back to about here, then you run by him. Once you get by him, you climb up the ladder and you do another plunging attack, and you do that over and over and over again until you kill him. Demon's Great Axe, that was a rare drop. That is not something that's like a 15% chance to drop on him. Another very heavy strength weapon that we're not going to be using for a long time. Okay. No, I make it look easy. I've killed that guy probably at least 40 times. Actually, more than that. Just on this fight here on the bridge, I've killed him at least 40 times. Couldn't remember. I think there's an item in one of these. There it is, this one. And then we get to meet Sunbro. Oh, Sunbro. Sunbro.
Ah, hello. You don't look hollow. far from it. I am Solaire of Astora, an adherent of the Lord of Sunlight. Now that I am undead, I have come to this great land, the birthplace of Lord Gwyn.
Don't attack him. He's awesome.
You find that strange? Well, you should. No need to hide your reaction. I get that look all the time. Oh, aha. So I didn't scare you. I have a proposition, if you have a moment.
Another one of those things where they like to kind of put the cursor on the wrong side, so yes, we do have a moment.
I see it. Our fates appear to be intertwined. In a land brimming with hollows, could that really be mere chance? So what do you say? Why not help one another on this lonely journey?
Yes, we want to help each other.
Well then, take this. We are amidst strange beings in a strange flow. There's no like you to standing, of course, but yeah.
Alright, yeah, we're going to skip forward on that. But anyway, so the white soapstone, that is used for summoning in, or getting yourself summoned in to other people's games. So if you want to help other people with bosses or whatever, you use that. Okay. Looks menacing, looks like a gauntlet, looks like a trap, because it is a trap. I'm going to run forward here just a little bit, and then run back. Did we go far enough? Yep, there's our dragon. Dragon's going to take a perch right there. Now, unfortunately, we got to run that with him, and he's going to breathe fire at us. We're going to take damage. So if you're below half health here, S just up. We're basically back at a bonfire, so you're going to be able to reset it. But make sure you have close to full health before you run this. And what you want to do is you want to run up here. Is he going to hold off? Hey, thank you, dragon. There we go. We can head down this little step here. Come around here. Head down here. And we are back at the Firelink Shrine. Not the Firelink. This is... I forget what this one's called. But we're back at the bonfire. Go ahead and we can rest. We'll level up. We will go ahead and we're going to go 18 strength. And we will stop there. And I think that is enough for this episode. We'll try and keep them a little more short when they worked out that way. Next episode, we're going to be shooting a dragon tail for a while and a few other odds and ends. And then we will be getting to the blacksmith. So, yeah, hopefully you're finding this helpful for those new players that are playing along and all that. Until next time, this has been Paler. Thanks for watching.